Okay, Chris, asparagus.
Asparagus, one of my favourite times of year. It essentially means that you've made it through the winter, because asparagus comes in, we're about mid-April now, it'll run through till 21st of July, summer solstice, that's when we'll stop picking it. And if you've made it to the asparagus season, it basically means your business and this coastal kind of holiday retreat is going to make it for another year. So, in the early days, we used to freak out and worry about making the asparagus season. Now we're just starting out, and what we get at this time of year is the small ones, and we get some big ones. That's because the crop is started early with these ones, and then these ones are kicking in and coming quicker. So I'm going to try and cook them in the groups that they come in. These ones will take longer than these ones. So if we do a handful of small ones, asparagus naturally finds its woody bit and its tender bit. So you just break it where it wants to break. All of those will make good soup. Save them over the season. You get enough of them to make a couple of soups. And these, beautiful as a vegetable starter, just anything you want, salads, you name it, anything like that. So we're going to go straight in to a pan of boiling salted water, and they're literally going to take these ones 45 seconds, I would have thought. So in they go.
I suppose being a chef, you know exactly how long 45 seconds lasts.
Yeah, we know 45 seconds without really needing to count it down. So that works out quite well for us, really. It'd be a funny old kitchen if everyone was standing around going 44, 43.
Yeah. Do you grow asparagus yourself, Chris, at all? Or?
I grow asparagus myself. I've got 6 asparagus plants at home. 6 asparagus gave us 108 asparagus last year. Growing asparagus is a thing of love, really, something you do for your children. You have 3 years where they're in the ground and you can't really take a crop off them. You have to watch them come up, let them go to seed and flower so that they can establish their roots. So this whole process goes on for 3 years. Now we're in our 5th year at home, which thankfully means that we can crop them off and have what we're growing. Right through until summer solstice, 21st of June. But if you haven't got them, we're getting our asparagus off Johnny Cave. Johnny Cave is our food hero and the legend of the asparagus field. And he'll be bringing them to all of my establishments between now and summer solstice. Straight out of the water and into a hot pan with a little bit of butter. We're not cooking here, we're simply giving it that lovely buttery taste. Then over here, straight onto the plate. We have this thing, and I don't know, you probably have this thing at home. If you love asparagus, you know, you really love them, and you want to eat them as much as you can. And I think at this time of year, we're often talking to the chefs saying, you know, put asparagus on the menu 3, 4, 5 different ways. When it's in season, you really need to go for it. So there's a portion of vegetables, a little bit of salt, a little bit of ground black pepper on it. But we could dress that up, and we could turn that into a starter. We've got some lovely Scottish smoked salmon here. Roll up lovely salmon, asparagus as a kind of salad or starter. Wedge of lemon to go on there. And a poached egg. Egg and asparagus work beautifully together. Cook them in the same water. Get the water spinning. I've got a little bit of vinegar in this water. Vinegar makes the egg come back together.
Now that's something I didn't know.
The vinegar reacts with the egg white. So the egg white's an alkaline. Vinegar is obviously acid. Acid and alkaline don't want to go together. So by putting vinegar in the water, you force the alkaline of the egg back into the egg. Right, just wait there, I'll leave the blue towel.
How long does it normally take to poach an egg? That's not too much of a
So poached egg about 2.5 minutes. 2.5 minutes for a poached egg. 6 minutes for a soft hard-boiled egg with some yolk that'll run. And 10 minutes for a hard-boiled egg, depending on the size of your egg. And then of course you've got a quail egg. So all changes for a quail egg. Got a duck egg, all change for a duck egg.
This is economics, isn't it?
Egg or what?
Economics.
Economics.
Do they grow asparagus in New Zealand?
They grow asparagus in New Zealand. Yeah, we eat asparagus in New Zealand. Obviously, it's in the exact opposite of now. So we get asparagus in New Zealand basically September, November. The New Zealand spring.
I imagine it's probably somewhat inferior to the English asparagus, is it?
Asparagus is a very English thing. And I love the way asparagus falls here in England because it falls almost, well, the defining date of when you stop picking it is this summer equinox, when 21st of June, longest day of the year, and at that point you know that there are two, in my mind there's always two bad things. A, you've had the longest day, so it's kind of all downhill from there, and the asparagus season is finished.
Do you hold much sway with the French white asparagus at all? Or?
So the French white asparagus, I used to live in Switzerland, we had white asparagus a lot. What they basically do is they rebury it, so they're continually reburying that thing so that it is, so it doesn't get any sunlight, doesn't make the photosynthesis process, and it's more tender. It is very white.
It's basically the same plant, basically the same vegetable.
The same plant, and they've got a heck of a lot of work to make it white.
What do you prefer?
I think there's too much work in the white asparagus. I don't think I bought white asparagus here in the UK either. So egg out, onto your paper towel, let the excess water drain off, up onto your asparagus, just like that. A little bit more pepper just there, and then ideally, for serving this, you want this egg? Just let the yolk start to run in amongst those asparaguses. So you've got the incredible richness of the yolk of the egg and the freshness of those spring asparagus. Smoked salmon, lemon.
Beautiful.
We'll be serving that up until summer solstice.
And then it's all downhill from there.
And then it's all downhill from there.
Brilliant.